When it rains, it pours. Hey everybody, welcome to BDF 44 channel. My name is, of course, BDF 44, and I'm just absorbing Laker bad news as it comes my way in real time. I just right now read that LeBron James will be entering health and safety protocols, and that can keep a player out anywhere from 4 to 10 games. Honestly, we saw Joel Embiid seem to have missed almost a month in health and safety protocols. Last year we went with this. We went through this with Dennis Schroeder. Near the end of the season, he was removed from our lineup for like 7 games, 6 games, or something like that. Completely threw his whole season off, and I could argue it was probably what started the process of his value spiraling, because before going into health and safety protocols, he was playing good. But when he came back, he couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. So that's just what happened there. And this is what's happening here. We got LeBron James, who's going to have to sit down whether he likes it or not. Now, this is the thing about it. I personally think this is a good thing for his injury, his ab injury that he re-aggravated in the previous game. He was going to try to thug it out for this game, and unfortunately, in my mind, that was not a good decision. This will force him to sit down and let that thing heal, whether he likes it or not. Now, this will set him back in his conditioning, obviously, which isn't helpful at all, especially given the fact of his age and everything that goes with that. So this is just another blow in the Lakers season, a season that is clearly a wash already. I mean, unless the Lakers make some seriously drastic changes to this roster, you already know I've thrown in the white flag for us winning the championship here. But now this just makes it even worse, because this throws a monkey wrench in what we're able to do from a chemistry standpoint, a 3-man rotation superstar tandem standpoint. Now you have a situation where Russell Westbrook and AD are going to establish a chemistry and a style of play without LeBron James that they're going to have to adjust to when he comes back. And these are the type of things that people don't really think too much about, but they do cost you basketball games. So as a team that's 500, this is obviously going to hurt us. And keep in mind that the Lakers are 500. We've played about, 30 games, and LeBron has missed 11 of them up until this point. So you can pretty much pencil him in as missing half the season thus far. It's just, hey, when you build around 3 players, man, especially in this era with health and safety protocol being in place, you run the risk of this happening to you. And this can happen to any team at any moment. You look at the Phoenix Suns, they're doing great. They could snatch up Chris Paul any moment. They can snatch up, like, at any moment, any team can be faced with this at absolute random without any warning. And it's just the nature of the circumstance, which is why I think a team like Atlanta, a team like Chicago, I think of Golden State, those are the teams that I think really are set to be favored in a season where all of this is going on, because they're the deepest teams in the league and they'll be able to withstand it. So this is just what it is. The Lakers are gonna have to deal with this. Obviously, like I said, Philly just got through dealing with this. I think Joel Embiid is back, but he's been gone for so long. I mean, it's ridiculous how much time he's missed with this health and safety protocol process. So I'm not aware of what the criteria is for health and safety protocol. I don't know if you have to be, to have traces of COVID in your, fail a test, or if it's something that happens randomly. I don't know the science behind it. So my frustration is just limited to the situation. I really don't know if this is the way it should go. I just don't know. So we'll absorb it. We'll take it as Laker fans. It's not like we were winning anyway, so we'll just go ahead and see what happens. Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis will have to do what they have to do, keep us afloat. That's what we brought Russell Westbrook here to do, to be here as LeBron James insurance, and he's going to have to do his job in that way and keep our team above 500 while the King is awaiting awaiting an opportunity to get back. So yeah, man, I'm frustrated. As a Laker fan, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated and I'm ignorant as it pertains to this health and safety protocol thing. That's just really what it comes down to. I want to be upset, but I just don't know if I have the right to be. Um, so that is what it is. But I feel the same way about the vaccine. I feel the same way about everything going on in regards to COVID-19. I'm frustrated and unsure. So we just roll with the punches, just like everybody else. And at the end of the day, our team, the Lakers, we understand that this is a situation where we were rolling the dice, I guess you can say. All of us knew going into this season that bringing in Russell Westbrook and kind of letting a lot of players go, defensive guards go, we knew there was a chance that this could not work. It was a possibility. And but we came in understanding that we had a lot of faith in LeBron, we had a lot of faith in Russell Westbrook, and we understand that AD is still the future in this league, if he wants to be. So, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, it's show improved time for a guy like AD. It's just show improved time, bro. If you really are that dude, one of those dudes, one of them top 10 players, then this team shouldn't fall off too much. And I know that we're limited. We've talked a great deal about this team. I'm a well enough basketball mind to know that this game is fluid and it's not that simple. But it should be. It should be. When a guy is at the 200 plus range, money, and then you got another guy who averages a triple double, and a bunch of professionals out there, they should be able to compete. And I look at a guy like Frank Vogel. I've had my things to say about that coach. I do. But what's on the table is he's a championship coach. Those are two Hall of Fame players with Hall of Fame players on their bench as well. I really don't care for any excuses. The time that I thought it would take for us to get it together, that time has passed now. We should be playing up to par. We should have a system running and everything, and this team's just not ready. We can talk about why that is. Some are good reasons, others are excuses, but hey, we are where we are. We are who we are, and it ain't good enough. So, I'm looking at everybody. I'm looking at the people who put this team together. I'm looking at the people who okayed it. I'm looking at the circumstance we're in, the NBA. I'm looking at everybody, and I'm saying, well, you just ain't gonna have a championship out of LA this year. Not with the Lakers. It's just not gonna happen. If you guys, if you guys like watching other teams win it, that's what's going to be, because my team ain't good enough. So with LeBron out, I just expect us to continue to try to establish ourselves with those two guys. Our role players like THT will have more of an opportunity to do their thing. Malik Monk, more shots for those guys. Opportunities for our boy HBK to facilitate and get back into the rotation, get running and get his conditioning going. And hopefully, man, I'm looking at Kendrick Nunn. I'm hoping that he's anywhere near coming back. I've been talking about it, but we haven't heard anything, and that's also a very frustrating situation because we gave him our mid-level exception. Our team is not very good, and we need some help. And it's almost like that we signed damaged goods. Like, we use our mid-level on a dude that can't even play, Rob? Are we serious? Like, is that what's going on here? It's already December, and homie ain't back yet. It's not like he's Zion Williamson where I'm sitting here saying, man, I can't wait. No disrespect to Kendrick Nunn, but that mid-level could have been used in a better way if that was ultimately how this was going to play out, especially given the needs that our team has. And then I look at Alex Caruso in Chicago, and I'm just like, man, we couldn't offer him more money. We couldn't have found a way to make that pot a little sweeter for that young man. When you consider the fact that you were about to overpay for Dennis Schroeder, like, what would have happened if Dennis took that bag? What would have happened if Dennis took that bag? How bad would we have been if Dennis Schroeder was on a max contract right now? Like, you got to ask yourself, like, yes, am I happy with Rob Pelinka? Initially, heck yeah. Everything that he did to start this process over in 2020 and all that was cool. Last year, we got some good stuff going. This year, I think he facilitated what he was asked to do, and it was just a bad ask. Don't bring Russell to this situation. You know what I mean? He got it done, but it shouldn't have been asked of him to do, and now he has to make something of this nonsense, and it's nonsense. It's not a good team. What you want me to say? I mean, we talk about it every day. They're not that good. You know, if Russell was a better defensive player, that would make everything different. But that's not who he is. And so you letting Caruso walk out the door, you letting KCP walk out the door, even Kuzma to a certain extent, to be completely honest with you, when you consider the effort that he put on the defensive end at times, he made for a good cog to a defensive piece. I ain't forgot that time he pushed LeBron into a defensive play. You know, those are the type of things. It's just like we're not seeing that this year. I would love to say we don't miss none of those guys because we're so much better. We got Hall of Famers all over the place. But the reality is, nah, that ain't what's happening. We miss Caruso terribly. We miss KCT terribly. We miss Kyle Kuzma terribly because our team is worse because those guys are gone. And that's the reality of it. You know, I would say Dennis Schroeder, but he didn't really help the defense like that. I would say Montrezl Harrell, but he wasn't used properly, at all. And I would say Drummond, but we didn't use Drummond properly either, and he didn't look very good in a Laker uniform. But them other guys that I'm talking about, they helped our defense. They made us a good defensive team. This is the opposite of that, and we can't overcome it. It's that simple. So with Bron going down, this just further drives us into a space where we're about to provide a lottery pick for, who is it, New Orleans? I'm pretty sure it's New Orleans who gets our pick this year. Because I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. I really don't. AD has shown me nothing to believe that I'm supposed to hang my hat on him leading this team to where it needs to go without LeBron James. He's shown me nothing. And I believed in him when he got here. I believed in him after 2020 when we won the championship. But right now, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I'm happy that he's here because I'm smart enough of a basketball mind to respect his metrics. You understand what I'm saying? You don't play around and just say, oh, let me trade this guy, that guy, because he's struggling. No. You don't trade that guy. Too tall and long, too talented. But what I will say is he ain't living up to my expectations. He's disappointed me with how he's approached this season, and I want him to play better. You know what I'm saying? I can say that. And I think he should want the same for himself. So I'm not saying all of this to say the end of the conversation is I don't believe in Anthony Davis. What I'm hoping for is Anthony Davis could turn my mind around so I can get on this camera and say I do believe in him again. But right now, I'm looking at him saying he ain't going to save the day. And that's unfortunate. Because if we had Luka on this team right now in his stead, I'd be like, yeah, we'll be all right. If we had Giannis in his stead, yeah, we'll be all right. If we had Steph Curry in his stead, KD in his stead, all the players in the tier that he's supposed to be in his stead, I would feel a lot better. With that being said, I think I'll just walk away. I'll leave it at that. I would say get well, LeBron James, and I don't think he's sick. I just think he had to follow the protocol. Again, I don't know. My name is BDF44. We got the Kings in a couple hours. Hopefully we can, do what we need to do to make this a victorious night. This is a bad Kings team at the end of the day. They're not good. So if we're going to beat anybody under these circumstances, you would think it would be a team like this. But then again, we're a bad team too, so who knows? It just is what it is. My name is BDF44. Thanks again for watching. I'm out.